Joining us is Oropouche East MP and UNC Deputy Political Leader, Dr. Roodal Moonilal. Pleasant good evening to you, sir.
Hi, good evening. Good evening to you and all your listeners, viewers
Yes.
across Trinidad and Tobago and the rest of the world.
Thank you so much. Grade A, given the performance in the last 9 years. I mean, what say you?
Well, when I heard that, I thought it was some attempt at morbid humor. But then I understand maybe the grade A is for grade A in corruption, grade A in depleting the Heritage and Stabilization Fund, grade A on collapsing the economy, grade A on creating joblessness, grade A in terms of allowing the criminal elements to prosper. It must be that because it cannot be anything positive coming from this administration. They have destroyed every sector of the economy. They have destroyed, the society has been devastated. And I think Stuart Young is well deserving of the contempt and the molestation that he has received for such a reckless and infantile comment.
Yeah, but Dr. Munira, when you look at it, $500 billion later, that's $500 billion spent. We're still asking what has that money done for anything for citizens? And people are saying the audacity to make a statement. Are we basically hearing what the PNM is going to campaign on?
Well, they have absolutely nothing to campaign on. They have not been able to provide such a basic amenity as water. They have not been able to tackle flooding. Crime speaks for itself. Notwithstanding the appointment of Mr. Scotland, nothing will change. And you look at the investments, you look at the economy, you look at unemployment, you look at, every single thing. The infrastructure has collapsed. The economy now is boss. They have not been able to create one new productive job in the economy. There's absolutely nothing to campaign on, and I suspect that is why Dr. Rowley, as you know, he's ramping up some activity and some talk on constitutional reform, and he probably believes he can go to the electorate and bamboozle them with talk about constitutional reform and changing the constitution and so on, and somehow they will forget that they have no food, that they have no security, that they have no job, that they have no proper education, that there are no medicine in the Ministry of Health. The dengue outbreak is a direct result of the fact that they have they have failed to buy the necessary equipment, hire the necessary personnel to conduct spraying and so on across the land, and they have led to the meltdown of the infrastructure where they have not been able to fix drainage. So it adds to this problem of dengue and mosquito infection and proliferation. So that it all tags back to the fact that they destroyed the economy. I gave people one little idea. When they got into government, they said WASA was spending too much money on what is called contract work. But contract work was fixing leaks. Contract work was running pipeline. Contract work was allowing people to have water. When they crashed that program that we started, today now we have a situation where regions in this country go without water for 21 days and more. So it is a direct result of the mismanagement, the incompetence, and the increasing corruption that we are witnessing. So Rowley will come now and hold a piece of paper in his hand and say constitutional reform, because he cannot campaign on anything like job creation, economic prosperity, security, social welfare, upgrading and enhancement and so on. Nothing like that. And that's the position he finds himself in.
Yeah, but I always say not even 100 writers in Hollywood could write such a script. Look at the reality of it. You have someone who was laid off perhaps from some state enterprise, whether it be Petrotrin or what have you. They decide to open up a double stand. They decide to sell food, as the case may be. Now they have to deal with the fact of extortionists, people coming in demanding money from them. If you don't pay, yourself and your family could be hurt.
Mikey, it was almost a year ago that I did a press release and a press conference as well, and I called on the police to establish a modern anti-extortion unit in the police service to deal with precisely this issue of extortion. Today, I mean, the doublesman have to put CCTV camera around the double stall. Today, you can't be selling, vending and selling boiled corn on the road because the gangs come for extortion money and tax money, as they call it. And we have called for the police to strengthen their institutions, create, modern policies and programs to deal with this specific sensitive issue. Again, the breakdown of law and order, and Mr. Hines continue to draw a salary of $50,000 a month as this matter, as crime has gone out of hand. And extortion is but one of the crisis that we face. We face home invasion. And to repeat, the political leader, Mrs. Prasad Bisesa, has indicated that our policy is stand your ground, is ensuring that law-abiding citizens can access firearms and so on to defend themselves and their family and their property. That is what we are about. So that come the general election, I mean, I am so curious as to know what Rowley will come to talk about. Now, he will come to talk about corruption under the last administration and all these kind of things. 9-10 years later, they can arrest no one, they can charge no one, they can convict no one for any allegation of corruption. So that they will come with that like smoke and mirror now. They will come with that like a veil to see if they can, hide their incompetence, their mismanagement. And as you rightly point out, $500 billion later, what do you have to show for it?
Yeah, you are also the UNC Shadow Minister of National Security. Gary Griffith, former commissioner, just said right here on the program that basically at this point in time, there's absolutely nothing that Keith Scotland can accomplish. What say you?
Well, I agree. I mean, at this stage in the game, it's very late. Mr. Scotland, incidentally, has some experience, I believe, in the court system and the criminal law as well. But at this stage in the game, there's absolutely nothing he can do because you are dealing with policy, you are dealing with program, you are dealing with resources and so on. And he cannot change anything, in this last lap, so to speak. So that is just a distraction. It is a terrible distraction to think that, something good will come out of it. And Mr. Scotland has gone, I think, for a vacation in Tobago. He's holidaying in Tobago now because nothing will come out of that talk session he's having with people in Tobago. He's probably just vacationing. It came very late, and as I said to start your program, I give them an F for their anti-crime fight. I give them an F for joblessness. I give them an F for managing the economy, and I want to be clear, Mikey, the F means failure.
Yeah. Closing comments. I know you have a busy schedule there. Go right ahead.
Yes. All I can say is that, we live in very difficult times. These are the worst times this country has ever experienced. God is great. We are within 12 months or much less from a general election, and the people should have some hope, some confidence that change will come. There is a strategic intervention. The United National Congress has the policy, has the personnel, has the leadership to manage the affairs of this country as we have done before, and ensure that that people do not suffer. The heart of the UNC is a human-centric framework for governance, that we take care of people, and that kind of government is required, and we are there and we are waiting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and God bless.
Best of luck.